Hello. I basically just wanted to start making this channel just to say that there's things on my mind that I might as well talk about. Um, I see other people doing it. I really am inspired by what they have to say. And I have no script, I have no topics. I'm just going to ramble, I'm just going to talk. And if you like it, you like it. And if, you know, that's what you're here for and it enriches your life, so be it. If not, oh well, I'm sorry. But I'm just going to talk about certain things that are on my mind um, in a series of videos, and I'm going to do it video by video on certain topics or just everything in general. Um, Really, I just wanted to say that first off, life is hard. And I don't agree with most people that say that life is always enjoyable. It's a hard thing. Um, I really empathize with people who talk about how, the 9 to 5 is a constant grind. For most people, they will work 40 years just to retire. And you really, I mean, I'm not a nihilist, but you really got to think about why we're doing this, and if you have an inspiration, that's great. I commend you if you have an inspiration in life, because maybe that keeps you going, but really, I don't really have an inspiration to do anything. I have family, I have um, everybody, I have, I have some people in my life that I would love to keep around, but the truth is, I'm just trying to survive too. I'm not a 9 to 5er. I won't get into personal details, but I am a minimalist and I get by. Um, and I live life doing what I enjoy, uh, which is really, I don't have a job, so I don't really do much. But what I do is enjoyable. I like to go for walks. I like to game. I like to look up politics and history. I like to learn about the world and different countries and different people. I like to meet people from around the world, whether it be on dating apps or um, through whatever mediums there are. But this is what brings me joy, and I don't think that anybody should have to really do what they don't want to do unless it's ultimately needed to make that sacrifice. I think people should. Everything isn't for everybody. As a channel I'm going to shout out says, the corrupt born into a corrupt 9 to 5. Everything isn't for everybody. Some people aren't meant to be worker drones, and it's kind of sickening how I see society try to put everybody into that cookie cutter path for their life. Not everybody's supposed to be a drone. Not everybody's supposed to live that type of lifestyle. And because of that, we get burnt out. We get stressed. And because of that, I think there's a lot of resentment. I think there's a lot of quiet desperation and anger. I think there's a lot of people that are just sick and tired of life. And I'm not surprised that Gen Z is kind of maybe trying to change that by dropping out of the workforce, because, I mean, what are we working for? It's like, I'm going to get philosophical. What is society doing? Like, what are we building up towards? For what? What are we doing? It's just glorified survival. I'm not saying it's worthless. That there's a lot of beautiful things that come from it, but it's like Alan Watts said, that life must go on. is a complete fiction. Life can go extinct at any time. We're fragile. A meteor could hit Earth and boom, we're dead. We're done. It doesn't matter. Um, you know, we are fragile beings living on a fragile Earth, and there's no guarantee that any of our work is going to continue on. And I'm not saying don't do it. I'm just saying don't think it's so important, because it's only as meaningful as it is to you. It's not this lie that we're told that everything is meaningful. Everything is imperative. It's so important that you must get married and have kids and retire with a lot of money, and it's so important that you give back to society. For what? For what? People should give back if they want to. I don't think taxation is necessarily theft, but I think not being able to decide where your taxes go is kind of theft. Um, you should be able to do whatever you want with the money that you make using your precious hours on earth. And the fact, don't even get me started on this, is just the fact that people can't have a house and can't have their own food, or they can't have free food. It's like we're paying for water, we're paying for food. That's how we're not that developed, is that we're still fighting wars over water and food and resources, and we can't even make it for free. We can't even, there's this book I read once called The Conversations with God, and a quote in that was very powerful. Not that I'm such a believer, but it said, we can't even all agree not to stop killing each other on planet Earth. And this is true. We can't even all agree on that. And so how are we going to get to any other political issues? We're not ever going to get to anything more advanced or sophisticated, because we can't even agree to stop killing each other over the stupidest reasons. And it's not hard to survive. We just make it hard on ourselves because of this rat race game, this competition that we all have. We got to all have this standard of living and this lifestyle, and our chasing of that makes it worse for everybody, makes it hard for everybody. Nobody should have to work 40 hours a week just to survive, right? Like, there's an abundance of food on planet Earth. There's an abundance of water. Why does it have to be so hard? Why do we have to keep shelter and food from each other? I'm not saying that it should be free, but, well, in a sense I am saying it should be free. A certain amount of food for everybody should be free. A certain level of food should be free. And then if you want more extravagant, more prepared restaurants, then fine, pay for it. But a certain ration of food should always be free. We have homeless people in the street that are dying and are suffering. For what? For what reason? Because they can't make money? Who cares? I mean, it's like we have plenty of homes that are unhoused, that are not unhoused, but that are empty, that nobody is living in. We're just a mess. We're just a mess. And I think that because of that, we perpetuate a system that is toxic. It's going to implode on itself, and you can call it capitalism or whatever, but it's just the human greed. I don't think we're inherently greedy. I just think that the system we live in promotes the greed, and we get taught to be greedy and ambitious from a young age. And my favorite guru, Osho, always talked against ambition, and I kind of agree. Is like, what do we what for what? I've thought about it a lot. Do I need that hot wife? Do I need that car? Do I need that house? For what? Do I need that high-paying job? For what? What's it going to do? Make me feel good? It's like, no, it's not going to make me feel that much better. As long as I can survive and live like a comfortable lifestyle, which I live now pretty easily. I have a house. I don't have a car, but I have a house. I have food to eat. I walk everywhere. Uh, I'm not I'm not living lavish at all, but I'm enjoying life because it's easy. It's a simple life, and I'm not saying everybody should live that lifestyle, but we shouldn't be dictated by the ambitious. The ambitious should be in their own world. They shouldn't be telling us what to do, you know? If you're ambitious, I'm not saying that's wrong. If you're ambitious, fine, and more power to you. But to dictate the lifestyle of everybody to be ambitious is crazy. Once you've eaten, what more is there to do, really? I mean, hobbies, entertainment. I mean, that's pointless. It's worth something. Art, it's meaningful, but it's like it's not. No one's gonna say that Netflix is super important. It's like just a way to pass the time. Who cares? Who cares if you watch a show or what your modus operandi for entertainment and pleasure is? Some people they jerk off, some people they eat food, some people they watch Netflix, some people they play sports. It doesn't matter. But once you've eaten and you can survive, you know, and slept and you have a shelter over your head, then everything is moot. And I just feel like the fact that even in the wealthiest country on the earth, the United States in which I live, we can't guarantee people their basic rights is just a travesty. Their basic human needs, which is the most important thing. It's fulfilling someone's basic human needs, in my opinion, is way more important than allowing a millionaire to make $2 million if they already have $1 million, or make another 100,000. It's like we're missing the point. It's like, no, we can't have a truly great society if it's only great for a couple people. And I love my man Bernie Sanders. He talks about that, but it's just I just feel like such an outsider. When I look at the world, when I look at how we live life, and I gotta shout out Realist Being 99. He has a good channel too. He doesn't have a lot of views, but he says good things. He comes off a bit harsh, but for the most part, I agree with a lot of what he says. And it really doesn't matter. That's the point of this video. It really doesn't matter if you succeed in society's eyes. You will die. Everything will go away. All your material will die. As Jesus said, it's easier for a camel to pass through a needle than a rich man to get into heaven. And I'm not saying that there's, virtue in being poor, because there isn't. But there's no virtue in being rich. I mean, it's just a means to acquire more resources. It's just a means to trade with more money. I mean, it's nothing. It is what it is. It's the most bare bones minutia shit. And do I desire more money? Maybe a little bit more because I want to travel. But do I desire a wife? Maybe I do. And do I want an attractive wife? Sure. But what when I get it, what? It's then what? That's what you always have to ask, then what? It's all seeking. It's all a story and a game, and it's pretty pointless. As Jim Newman will say of the non-duality ilk, he'll say, nothing matters and everything is real and unreal. And I think we would do well to remember that, is nothing does matter. Everything is real and unreal, and our lives are fleeting. Our lives are very, very temporary. And I'm not saying that we should act anyway. We could act whatever way we want, but just Be prepared to suffer the consequences or deal with them in the way you act. If you want a peaceful world, act peaceful. Help people out. Be compassionate. If you want a hell, keep going the way we're going. Compete. Be ambitious. Try to grab stuff. Try to suck up all the resources that we can't sustain. Pollute the earth. It's just and it just makes you wonder. Somebody like Donald Trump could be your president, who is a rapist, has failed many businesses, um, you know, treats his kids like strangers some of the time, uh, lies incessantly, doesn't believe in climate change, um, bankrupted himself, is charged with 91 felonies, convicted of 34. It's just like that person could be the president of the United States, and it's like people want that to happen. And I don't know, man. It's just sometimes I ask for the aliens to come help. It's like I know there's aliens out there, and sometimes I ask for them. It's like if you're out there, come help us because we gotta save. We need to be saved from ourselves. It's there's no turning it around the way we're going. I don't see the voice of reason happening, and I'm just making these YouTube videos to be honest because I enjoy if I enjoy anything in life, um, it's talking, it's sharing my story with people, um, in a conversation format, maybe more so. So maybe I'll go live when I get the subscribers, but I just think I have a unique perspective and I want to share it with the world. I want to get a bigger YouTube channel and talk on more topics. But yeah, basically, this is what I want to do. Um, this is the gist of basically, you could infer what I think politically. I'm pretty left leaning. I wouldn't say I'm a communist. I'd say I'm more of an anarcho. I don't really know what the other thing would be. Maybe anarcho, libertarian, social democracy, socialist, communist adjacent, whatever that means. And I just think that we have a long way to go. Um, and I don't think the bar is really set high enough. I think our priorities are all out of whack and we chase the wrong things and we overcomplicate things. And yeah, I mean life is decent for me. It's very calm, it's very simple. I desire a little bit more, but I'm okay if I don't get it. It's like we need to all get to a place where if we don't get what we desire, it's okay. If we fail, it's okay. I don't think we're there yet. I don't think it takes a lot of maturity to say if I fall short of my goal, I'm going to be all right. It takes a lot of emotional maturity and fortitude to say that. Doesn't mean don't work towards it. Work towards it. But what are we really working towards? You got to introspect. At least in my opinion, you have to. Why would you just go about life as if everything's okay and everything is meaningful and purposeful and things must happen in a certain way for you to be happy, for you to be content with life? That seems like a torture chamber to me. It just doesn't matter what way the wind blows. It's better, in my opinion, it's better to be happy than sad, but they're both equally meaningless in the grand scheme of things. And I'm not saying nothing matters because we'll all die. I'm just saying nothing matters if we died or if we didn't die. That's just the beauty and the freedom of reality, is that nothing does matter, except for what you make matter. And even then, you know, you have to realize that what you make matter is completely imaginary. It's completely made up in your head. Um, But at the end of the day, I'm imagining things. I'm still living the dream, living life. So as long as I do, I'm going to keep talking and keep sharing. I call myself the Jidiot because it's a genius plus an idiot. And I think everybody is a combination of the two. Maybe we're a little bit more on the idiot side than the genius. But, we can ebb and flow to the genius side, hopefully. But basically, yeah, I've said enough of what I need to say. I'll probably be making these videos semi-daily, semi regularly, just because I'd like to get my message out and connect with people